conclusion, one can say that Surrealist poetry failed to have an enduring appeal because of its neglect of real world issues. So they neglected real world issues and they focused more on the workings of inner mind. So since they neglected the real world issues and they focused more on the workings of inner mind, surrealist poetry failed to have an enduring appeal. Its overemphasis on exploration of the subconscious regions led to incoherence and obscurity. So, when you focus more on subconscious and when you try to write something that comes to your mind, something that comes in your dreams, it will be more or less incoherent, it will be more or less obscure. Nobody will understand anything. So the same thing happened with the surrealists too. Its overemphasis on the exploration of subconscious regions led to incoherence and obscurity. Its alienation from the external world resulted in its alienation from the people inhabiting it. So when they try to alienate themselves from the external world, no, I won't write anything about the external world, I won't write anything about political reality, they said. But when they tried to alienate themselves from the external world, they alienated themselves from the people inhabiting it, which means that nobody understood their poetry. They alienated themselves from the general reading public. Its anti-rational approach failed to hold an appeal to the rational mind. So they were anti-rational. What do you mean by anti-rational? They were not rational. ഒരു യുക്തിയുമില്ലാതിരുന്ന പോയംസ് ആയിരുന്നു അവർ എഴുതിയത്. ഒരു യുക്തിയില്ല, ഒരു വായിച്ചു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ നമുക്കൊന്നും മനസ്സിലാവില്ല. അവരുടെ പോയംസിന് ഒരു യുക്തി വേണ്ടേ? ഒരു എന്തെങ്കിലും പറയുമ്പോൾ അതിന് എന്തെങ്കിലും കാര്യമായിട്ട് എന്തെങ്കിലും ഉണ്ടായിരിക്കണ്ടേ? സോ ദർ വാസ് നത്തിങ് ഇൻ ദ പോയട്രി from that perspective. So its anti-rational approach failed to hold an appeal to the rational mind. So normal people who were able to understand normal poetry were not able to understand their poetry. It failed to appeal the rational mind. Rational thinking straight people were not able to understand anything that the surrealist poets wrote, because they were wired to think straight and they couldn't think about the subconscious mind and the thoughts that came in the subconscious mind. The most prominent poet of the 1940s is Dylan Thomas, and he turned to the exploration of other fields too. So that also caused a rift between them. That is, the most prominent poet of the 1940s was Dylan Thomas. So soon Dylan Thomas also got fed up with the exploration of the inner mind, or rather he found the topic all the more less interesting, and he went to the exploration of other fields, which means that he went to the exploration of other fields like romanticism, and hence he came up with neo-romanticism at the same time period. So is that clear? Even the breakaway of Dylan Thomas from surrealism also marks the end of surrealism. Now moving on to the next slide. So this particular slide is a poem, and the seventh dream is the dream of Isis. It is a poem written by David Gascoigne. I forgot to mention the author in the slide, but you can take it down. The poem is written by David Gascoigne. So I just wanted to introduce this poem so that you know what surrealist poetry is. Do share your thoughts on this poem soon after you watch this video. White curtains of infinite fatigue dominating the starboard heritage of colonies of St. Francis, white curtains of tortured destinies inheriting the calamities of the plagues, of desert encourage the waistlines of women to expand and eyes of men to enlarge like pocket cameras, teach children to sin at the age of 5, to cut out their eyes of their sisters with nail scissors, to run into the streets and offer themselves to unfrocked priests, teach insects to invade the deathbed of rich spinsters, and to engrave the foreheads of their footmen with purple signs. For the year is open, the year is complete, the year is full of unforeseen happenings, and the time of earthquake is at hand. See, the entire stanza is written without any form. There is not even capitalization at the beginning, middle, or end. And when you talk about certain things, there is no capitalization at all. And he's talking about waistlines of women which expand in desert, and the eyes of men that enlarge like pocket cameras. Again, a surrealist image, imagery. Immediately you think about men's eyes expanding like pocket cameras on seeing the waistlines of women. And they teach children to sin at the age of 5, to cut out the eyes of their sisters with nail scissors. Again, a very macabre kind of an image. വളരെ ഭയാനകമായിട്ടുള്ളൊരു ഇമേജാണ്. To cut out the eyes of their sisters with nail scissors. Using scissors, you try to cut out the eyes of your sisters. To run into streets and offer themselves to unfrocked priest. Unfrocked priest means priest who were sent out of the seminary. So they offer themselves to unfrocked priest. Again, a very sexual connotation. Teach insects to invade the deathbed of rich spinsters. So the insects must invade the deathbed of rich spinsters, women who are not yet married but they are rich. So the insects should invade. They should go and invade the beds of spinsters, insects, and to engrave the insects to invade the deathbed of rich spinsters. Here, insects word can also be a kind of it also rhymes with incest. So that is also there, that theme is also there. Teach incest to invade the deathbed of rich spinsters. Rich spinsters should be taught incest. That also, that kind of a vulgar connotation is also there. And to engrave the foreheads of the footmen with purple signs, for the year is full, the year is open, the year is complete, the year is full of unforeseen happenings, and the time of earthquake is at hand. Today is the day when the streets are full of heresies. Heresies means fortune, portending the future. Heresies. And when women cover their ring fingers with pieces of silk, when the doors fall off their hinges in ruined cathedrals. So instead of wearing rings in their ring fingers indicating marriage, they are wearing silks. So there is no one to marry them. When the doors fall off the hinges in ruined cathedrals, so in the ruined cathedrals the doors fall off at their hinges. When host of white birds fly across the ocean from America. See, again there is no capitalization for America here. And make their nest in trees of public gardens. So the white birds fly across the ocean and makes nest in public gardens. Again, a vivid visual image. The pavements of cities are covered with needles. Again, a very macabre, very scary image. The pavements of the cities, footpaths ഒക്കെ needles കൊണ്ട് കവർ ചെയ്തിരിക്കുകയാണ്. The reservoirs are full of human hair. So the reservoirs where you store water is filled with human hair. Oof, what a kind of a sick image. Fumes of sulfur envelops the houses of ill fame, out of which blood red lilies appears. So fumes of sulfurs envelop the house of ill fame. The houses of ill fame may be a brothel house or a very unreputable house, out of which blood red lilies appear. So from the sulfurous vapors, sulfur means a stinking smell, so from the sulfurous vapors blood red lilies appear. Across the square where the crowds are dying in thousands, a man is walking tightrope covered in moths. So a man is walking in tightrope and he is covered in moths. Moths, kind of a species which is akin to butterflies, is covering him. There is an explosion of geraniums in the ballroom. Geraniums is a kind of flower. There is an explosion of geraniums in the ballroom of the hotel. There is an extremely unpleasant odor of decaying meat arising from the deep-petaled flower growing out of her ear. So there is a deep-petaled flower, a flower without petals, growing out of a woman's ear, and there is an explosion of flowers or geraniums in the ballroom of a hotel. What kind of a macabre image is that? Rising from the deep-petaled flowers growing out of her ear. Her arms are like pieces of sandpaper. Her arms are like sandpaper, which means her arms are rough. Or wings of leprous birds in taxis. So, or it is akin to leprous birds which is affected by leprosy in taxis. And when she sings, her hair stands on the end. She can feel goosebumps. and the light itself lights itself with million little lamps like glowworms. So the hair is not just rising, it is glowing like a lamp of million glowworms. You must always write last two letters of her Christian names upside down with blue pencil. So that's again a commentary on how you must write her names. You must write her names upside down with two pencils. So you can see it's a kind of a poetry which comes only in your dreams, right? Dreamil endokyo കാണുന്നു and you are trying to express it. She was standing at the window, clothed only in a ribbon. She was clothed only in a ribbon. She was burning the eyes of a snail in a candle. Oof, what a kind of horrific imagery is that. She was burning the eyes of snail in a candle. She was eating the excrement of dogs and horses. She was writing letters to the President of France. Oh, the entire poem is filled with horrific images, and the poem does not end there. It goes on and on. I just thought I'll be introducing you the first two stanzas, and that's it. See the kind of images that they write. It's extremely nightmarish kind of imagery, and this is the kind of poetry that the surrealist wrote. I hope that now you are able to understand what is unconscious, what is preconscious, what is subconscious, and why they wrote a poetry deriving their ideas from the preconscious as well as the unconscious.